I was having a really good day. I pre-recorded a bunch of videos because I planned on playing Diablo 4. I've been having a blast in that. I saw the news about Polymorph Blessing, the nerf they were doing, requiring accuracy. I was ecstatic. That was a heavily asked for request in the comment section of the videos I posted. It was one of the options I laid out for the company itself, and they followed through with it. Massive, massive nerf to Polymorph. Things started taking a strange turn while I was playing Diablo 4. I started getting messages from my clanmates saying, "Murder, you might have to make an extremely toxic video. I know you've done it in the past when people kind of spoke incorrectly and out of place, and it's happening with Polymorph." I said, "What do you mean? They just nerfed it. That's what everyone wanted." And I heard that people are making videos, and I didn't watch the videos, but I read the comments, and people think this nerf makes it easier for whales. Apparently CCs in the video are talking about how it's easier for whales and how it's worse for the majority player base, this addition of accuracy to the Polymorph Blessing. What the hell is wrong with everybody? I just don't understand. Like, being completely blunt, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It makes zero sense. I've seen the justifications for it, and it blows my mind that people lack that much knowledge about the game. So, skipping my normal intro, Raid Shadow Legends, MurderInc, whatever. We're way beyond that. We have so many things to address, and I just can't believe there's so many people that know so little about this game that are still around. Right? I don't know. If you only watch guides, you only watch videos or make videos for like 10x events and 2x events and then shard pulls, maybe I can understand how you could be that dumb, but Polymorph is the current nerf, it's great for 99% of the players. It's awful for whales. Awful. How you can miss that, I don't understand. I really don't. What does it do? So the accuracy check doesn't apply to a 6-star, right? That means if you plan on being competitive in the arena, you're that top 1%, it's even less, like 0.00 whatever percent of players that want to be competitive in live arena, platinum arena on reset, you have to have a 6-star blessing now. You have to go out, spend money. It's about around $2,000 to get a 6-star that you're looking for just from the Mystic Shop. And you have to do that now. That's what you have to do. It sucks, and I guarantee you, any content creator trying to push this off as it's bad for the player base has a whale account, and they're thinking about their own personal self-interest. Because there's no way, I mean, if you want to, reach out, sit down with me, let's have a debate. I will destroy you in front of thousands of people. You will not win. You are going to look so stupid because it's just no way. I'm going to explain everything. I'm not just talking and puffing my chest, because what's crazy is outside of the pitchforking people that seem like they're just mob mentality, smashing the thumbs up on comments saying, yeah, this isn't that good. It's good for the 1% of players. Completely ridiculous, by the way. It's just such a dumb argument. There are tons of comments saying, I don't know what you guys are talking about. This is actually amazing. For me, who's mid-game, late-game, end-game, doesn't spend a ton of money but still spends money. If you calculate how long it takes to get a 6-star blessing, on average, without spending any money, because if you are going to spend money on this game, it's not going to be on souls. And if it is on souls, here's the big point. In what world are you a casual player? Casual being not competitive, meaning most people, 99% of people are casual. I am a casual player. There's nothing to do with endgame, pushing this, pushing that. If you're not pushing Platinum Arena on reset, and you're not ranking top 50, if you're not pushing Live Arena and you're not at the top of silver and already in gold right now, you're a casual. It is what it is. I hate to be that guy, but you're a casual. And I'm a casual. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with saying you're a casual. So this is what we're talking about. If this is you, when you're spending money on this game, not wailing, but just spending money. Mid-spender is the majority of this game. Keep that in mind here. There are so many things to spend money on that aren't soul stones, and if that's high on your priority list, you have it all messed up. So keeping that in mind, you will get, based on other content creators' numbers, 2.5 6 stars from the soul shop that you personally buy yourself from the Mystic Market. If you're trying to tell me that the average casual player is going to use that on a 6-star polymorph for something that they're not competitive in and they never will be, you're out of your mind. The reason why it's stupid, number one, you are using it on a Brimstone champion. There are just so many other things. Now, what happens if you pull a 6-star on an arena champion? You are now rewarded the proper level, which no other blessing has. This one does have. You are now rewarded the proper level for getting a 6-star blessing in the arena. You will have that edge from getting that lucky from odds that are incredibly low of getting that 6-star perfect soul on that specific champion. It is what it is. It's like a foolproof argument. I don't know how you can get around that. Now, I actually went back and forth with a few people and I presented that, and then they said, if you're talking about it that way, then you're right. And I'm thinking, so you're telling me you're living some parasocial relationship with the content creator you're watching, where you think you have their whale account, and you're mad about it, and you're just going to believe what they say because they're talking in self-interest? It makes no sense. It really does. The second thing I've seen, you're running polymorph on champions that already are building accuracy, so the resistance check is going to be very high. Okay, so again, if you know anything about Arena, anything at all, you know the biggest problem with polymorph is building unkillable champions. I mean, absurd unkillable champions in Stone Skin gear with the polymorph blessing on. It's not building a warlord with 400 speed and 300, 400 accuracy and then putting polymorph on him. Those aren't the ones you're worried about. That's very easy to resist. I'm going to show you tons of examples of champions you don't even need to pull. They're literally given to you for free in this game that you can use. So that's going to be a side point, but we're going to get there. So the fact that people are thinking that, like I saw this so many times and it triggered me, Madame Saris and polymorph. Have you ever looked at the blessings and what they do? Let's just have a look here. This is a legendary blessing. I genuinely saw this. There were people talking about how polymorph was going to be so busted because champions like Madame Saris can now use polymorph who are already stacking accuracy. It's like, it can't be real life. I saw multiple times and multiple videos the same mention of the champion here, and I just lost it. I just couldn't believe my mind, which is why I'm making this video here. So let's assume they meant Lydia, right? Let's just assume they meant Lydia. Temporal change is very good when you're running a champion, or I mean even to counter someone like Lydia, right? So if you're running a debuffer and you are trying to counter Lydia type champions, which is why one of the most common blessings for someone like a warlord is not sheep, although the big argument was the champions that have 800 accuracy are the ones who are always using sheep. If that's the case, they have no idea what they're doing. Temporal chains is what you do to mess up their speed tune so you just instantly win. Point number 2. If you are not building your arena team to not need a defense down champion, you are at the very, very basic levels of this game where you're even under where my free-to-play account is, right? So I'm in gold 3 right now. I pushed up to gold 4 a couple times. I can beat not just the level 1 teams, but I can beat quite a few teams in a bracket like this. Let's just go for this team. You don't see polymorph that often, but if your logic is how bad this whole polymorph business is going to be, you belong under me, under this free-to-play account with nothing spent, because you are just so out of touch with how this game works. It's kind of insane, but that might be a little harsh, so I'll ease back off of that point just a little bit here. But what I'm trying to say is this polymorph buff made one champion specifically extremely powerful, and it's the champion you see on the screen right now, Ronda. Ronda does not need accuracy at all to apply the block active skills. You can now build her with full resistance and use her straight into a polymorph champion with the block active skill ability, and you can burn that polymorph effect and have a high chance of it getting resisted. because this debuff can't be resisted, this debuff can't be resisted. Her A2 is insanely strong. Now, I know a lot of people build like nuke Rondas for some reason. I think someone made a video about it. But the best Ronda in the game for Arena, if you're curious, it's support Ronda. It's getting this block passive, block active skills on a target, taking them pretty much out of the picture. And how hard is it to get Ronda? It was a promotion event login champion that many players will have. Now, don't come at me and say players nowadays don't have it. If you're a player nowadays and you don't have Ronda, you're not a competitive player, so this point doesn't even matter for you at all. You're nowhere near looking at 6-star blessings. So, again, let's just kind of round up what we're talking about here. I'll throw a few other examples. Lydia, a champion I already mentioned, on how people are saying, even though they said Madame Ceres, we're going to just assume they meant Lydia here. You're building accuracy on Lydia already, it's going to be impossible to counter her. Well, not really. Why? Because Lydia has increased all resistance by 100. 100. On top of that, they did release a pay-to-win set, but if you really want to get into it, this resistance set is better than perception set, which is going to value resistance higher than accuracy, because you now get more speed out of it. And I don't know, there's just so many things where if you stop and think about it for 2 seconds, what you're saying makes no sense at all. So this is amazing for the 99%. There is no argument to be had. It is not worse at all, period. There is no but, there is no what if, it's just that simple. You might be thinking that murder, isn't that a little bit egotistical, heavy, you're saying it that way? No, because tons of people agree with me, and the top arena clan in the entire world, the one I've been in for 2 years now, and we've been number 1 for 2 years, they understand that it's awful for whales and amazing for the 99%. There are a few outliers in the clan who disagree, and everyone jumped down their throat. I read it. I got to see it live. They were roasted to oblivion, and they're probably still recovering now. It was that bad. Because they were people who couldn't grasp it at first. I don't know if they got hooked onto one of these videos or what, but someone explain it to me. Why are people so unknowledgeable about this game all of a sudden? It makes no sense. So, again, TLDR. Requiring accuracy for Polymorph is a good change for most players. You now have a way to counter it. You can start building resistance on champions. If you're running a 600 or 800 accuracy champion, you're in a league of your own. If you're running that in gold 4 and you're not a competitive player, you're wasting resources because you don't need those stats to be farming what you're farming. If you're running 800 accuracy, it's because you are a top arena player in the world and you need 800 accuracy to counter any accuracy team. What will the meta look like after this for the top players if you're curious? Something like 500 accuracy, 500 resistance. For the top players in the game, with the best gear in the game, +4 champions, 6-star, well obviously not 6-star ascensions, but maybe it's a counter 6-star ascensions, because like I said, temporal chains is very strong. So those are the stats we're looking at. So what are we thinking for the realistic player here? The ones who are doing arena and they're farming a few brackets above me. 400 accuracy. That's reasonable. How hard is it to counter 400 accuracy? Let's take a look. Right? You look at accuracy. Hopefully I'll pick someone that has all the right stats assorted here. Okay, so I know for a fact that a 6-star is 96 accuracy. So let's go ahead, get out the calculator. Let's go 96 accuracy. 96. Perfect. Beautiful. What about a chess piece? What about a chess piece? Resistance, 6-star, double check here, 96 again. So plus 96 equals 192. Now let's add the Lydia aura, right? Because let's just say, for the benefit of the doubt, that you care this much about arena, you have Lydia. You have Lydia. If you don't, like I said, you're literally not even in the equation here. Now we're at 292 resistance, with a banner, Lydia as leader, with an aura, and a chess piece. Let's say you have 1-2 set of the new set, so that's plus 40. We haven't even gotten to substats. So I'll be extremely generous in the low end. Now add, let's see, we have 1 piece used, which means that's 3, 4, 5 pieces unused. Let's say 10. If you're building a resistance champion, you should have at least 10, and that's like crazy low end, but at least 10. So that's plus 50 here. 382. Now we have masteries. If you're truly building a resistance champion here, what are you going to take? Plus 50 resistance, plus 10 resistance. That's plus 60. Plus 60. You're now at 442. This does not include faction guardians. This is considering suboptimal gear here. And this is assuming you're trying to counter the common champion you're going to see for the average endgame player, not the average whale. Because why would you ever talk about the 0.1% of player base? The average majority endgame player is going to be countering fast champions with accuracy. If they are slow champions with accuracy, you won't have a problem beating them. It's that simple. If you do, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't, because it's like such a basic way to build champions and how to counter them. No one should be struggling with beating slow champions with accuracy unless they're in stone skin gear. And if they're in stone skin gear, there are plenty of ways to dismantle a team with stone skin gear. So I don't know. I kind of want to think this is a prank. Let me swap back screens here. Like, I really want to believe this is a prank. Like, there's no possible way people can be thinking how they're currently thinking. It's like they're not playing the game. I don't play my main account as much, but I play this free to play every single day. So I know exactly what the 99% of players are going through in the arena. I've gotten to gold 4. I've gotten halfway through gold 4. I've farmed in gold 4. I've seen the teams. I've seen the teams with sheep on them. You know what I don't see? 6-star blessing polymorph champions. That's what I don't see. Even if I did see it, again to my earlier point, congratulations, you won the lottery. You should be rewarded for something that powerful when it has that low of a chance of dropping for that specific champion. So that's going to be this video here. I'm really looking for the comments of people so upset with what I'm saying they're just going to start flaming and become really emotional, because I don't know, maybe there's going to be one coherent argument out there, but I would love to hear it. Because as of right now, like I said, there's zero argument. You're just going to get destroyed. Because if the top players in the game, the ones who know Arena better than anyone else in the entire game, all agree on one point, how are you going to tell them they're wrong? They literally breathe, eat, and sleep Arena, and they can look at the 99% of players. They can look at the 1% of players, and they said, this is god-awful for whales. God-awful. There's no benefit to whales from this. Because even if you have 6-star blessings already, now you're going to be facing more people with 6-star blessings. What do I mean by that? This is something that people probably don't know or consider. A lot of players, including players in my clan, have been keeping champions with 5-star sheep. So they didn't get the extra speed, because we're not in a speed meta. It's all about being slow on the tanky OP champions that don't require accuracy. So now, those teams, the people who already have the 6-star that competes against players in my clan, are going to have to deal with even better built teams, because they are going to add that 6th blessing that they've been holding on to. And the first thing my clan did wasn't start whining, they didn't start crying, they got straight to work saying, how can we counter this? What is the meta going to be next? Just to kind of give you an insight as to who they are. So, TLDR, if you're still watching at this point, if you're a majority player, which is 99 out of every one person that's watching this video, even more actually, it's a percentage of that. This is a benefit for you. You now have an answer to sheep. It's not hard to build resistance. If you're going to convince yourself that it is, you're not meant to play Arena. Just skip it. Drop down to where I am, and gold, where am I? And gold 3. Never see Polymorph again. Even gold 4. Drop down to gold 4. Never saw it in there. Farm your Great Hall, max out your Great Hall, live arena, who cares? You won't need Quintus because it's not relevant to you because you're not pushing competitive game. If you want him because it's cool, get him eventually. Just get him eventually. Tag arena, joke. No one cares about this aspect of the game. So the fact that people are saying what they're saying, again, mind blowing. All right, I've talked enough about this. Very long video. Did not expect to do this. I need to get back to D4. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Thank you to the silent majority of people who understand how good this is for the game. Get good, loud minority of people who think this is bad for the game. It is what it is. As always, guys, if you enjoy this content, smash that like button, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and I will see you all in the next upload.